I make it HOT6 GSL. My conscience is failing me. Should you take me from this darkness left inside?
Welcome back to the GSL Code S. We just had a very interesting PvP series where Classic ended up taking out SOS 2-1, and now it's time for Classic against Maru. And this is actually a very interesting one for me because Classic, I think, when he wants to play a defensive macro game, I think he's very similar to Rain's level at it. Like, Rain is maybe a little bit better, but Classic plays some of the tightest Turtle, Protoss versus Terran that you can find. So I think he actually has a shot at beating Maru in a longer game here and blocking like every harassment possibly. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, Maru's a player who generally is so good at poking holes in his opponent. They look like Swiss cheese at the end. There's just not enough defense anywhere. It really pulls them apart. I think Classic's somebody, you're right, who can hang on there. Where a lot of other Protoss players just kind of end up losing their third base to their main eventually. And we're eventually seeing Maru at like 180 supply to a 140 supply Protoss, and Maru just comes in there and swallows him whole. I think this should be a closer match though. I think Classic can still take this.
Do you think he will take it or he can't take it?
I don't know. I think I have to see game one first.
Here, let me see the map lineup and I'll let you know. Code is map 1, I know that already. So I got the inside detail.
You've got the scoop Artosis.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of interested. Like, Classic is really good. I would say he's underrated. He's not underrated as much as Byung is. People know that Classic's ridiculous, but like, I think he's even more ridiculous than people think. Terraform Cactus Valley. That's interesting.
What do you think?
You know what? I'm not surprised Maru took out Echo. I believe it was Classic vs. Maru that I saw where Classic shut down everything 100% on Echo. It was like the sickest defense ever. So smart of him to take that out. Bet least Cactus Valley there. Huh.
I'm not expecting either of these guys to do anything sneaky here. I think we'll probably see defensive solid play from both of them.
Might be right on that. Might be right on that.
All right, guys, our game's loaded up. Let's do this. Classic versus Maru. The winner of this series goes on to the round of 8.
HOT6 GSL 시즌 3.
In the upper left, in the red, he is
SK텔레콤 T1 클래식.
in the bottom right, the blue.
지네어 그린링스 마루.
Alrighty. See how this goes down. 2 SC.
Remember when I
guess you were wrong.
I guess I was dead wrong. Then again, how often does Maru really do anything like this? So this is kind of smart.
Well, you know, definitely a strategy that can kill you. One thing I do want to mention, great placement for Classic on the defense. Like,
yeah.
The further away your pylon and gateway are from this rush, the more that can definitely help you. Because if it's like really close to where the Marines are coming up, like they can sometimes like target down the pylon and you just don't have money to spare because you have probes coming off and stuff like that. So yeah, just a little something to mention there.
Now that's not good.
Yeah, that's a free kill.
Really bad.
Well, yeah, it definitely is bad. You'll see it like very early because of that. So that's in that way that's. It gives him an early scout of it, but obviously losing that pylon's going to suck.
So we have the cybernetics core coming here, and getting supply block like this is just horrible. Now notice he's not bringing all his Marines out at once.
Yeah, I like this Zealot starting. If he doesn't cancel it by the time he sees the Marine, That is so awesome for him.
But what if he does cancel because the core's almost ready?
He will cancel it. It's just like the Marines stayed, so he is going to cancel.
Yeah, this is a really well thought out cheese.
Yeah. Okay, this was really good because this is super common for Terrans or Protosses to start a Zot and then cancel. And now he's in trouble.
Gosh,
like,
yeah.
Oh man, he's in so much trouble, Tasis.
Oh boy, he's pulling the boys.
Dead. There's no way. Against Maru, you can't hold this.
This was an ultimate game sense win here for Maru. Look at this. Okay, get ready. Let's look at the Classic's face now. Oh.
Wow.
Yep.
This is bad news, Bears. There's so many SCVs on the way that targeting SCVs, which is a very common way to try to deal with this, is not going to work. Oh, man. If he holds this, he's a god.
Yeah. The probes are actually getting some decent angling. Well, the SCV's up to the front.
That was really nice.
You might need to target down that mothership core.
Yeah, you know? Definitely. It's dealing huge amounts of damage.
You should have been going for that probably first there.
Well, I guess getting all the probes is alright also.
Actually. It's now 5 workers.
Yeah, 5 against 7, but there's mules at home. 3 SCVs and a mule.
And these are the remaining workers here. So he's not going to go for the mothership core. He's going to try to kite that back here. It's still alive!
Oh, that's actually... Oh, never mind.
Wow. Classic is really microing his little heart out. There's a second stalker out here, which is actually kind of a big deal. It's 5 workers to 5 workers, actually.
If he had saved that second stalker, there would be some sort of possible maybe chance, but this is looking... yeah. All right. Let's do it.
Okay.
I love it, man. Maru.
He looks like he wants to get this into the red here.
Yeah.
I hope it'll burn to the ground. So now he wants to come out here. Now there's still one Marine in there doing some damage, a bit of a nuisance. And he wants to actually come out here and just try to face off. So he's going to use the high ground here. There you go. Good hiding spot there. Now, if you notice... Oh, hold up. Stutter step microing forward here. Don't forget there's SCVs coming from behind here.
The flank.
The flanks are real. There you go.
Oh, man.
Really nicely done here. There's no stalker making, by the way.
Yeah, you know, he has
That's
no
it.
money.
No mothership core for Nexus Cannon.
There's nowhere else to run to.
So he's going to just have the SCVs right-clicked on the stalker while he stutter step micros away. That is it. GG! Sweet.
Right.
Wow.
Hey, good choice. Good choice of strats.
Hey, man, Maru sure tricked me. I didn't think we were going to have any cheese there. You know, knowing he's such a standard player, but beautiful. Classic, got to be salty about that.
Kind of a little grin on his face there. He's like, well, I guess that happens sometimes. And it does. Sometimes you just lose that. Hey, as you said, it was so well timed out. He waited for the Zalt cancel that he knows is going to happen. And I mean, it was beautifully done. Beautifully done.
Really smart play by Maru. Also keep in mind, everybody got to see how Maru played in the first best of 3 we had today. So, I mean, obviously Classic's look at that, and he's got some pretty good harass. I better be ready and have a solid build so I can go into late game to spy, and then Maru does that cheese. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, next map is going to be Terraform. I think Maru goes back to his more normal style play here. I think his style of play on this map is just fantastic. What does Classic do? Is he going to do something a little bit cheesy? I don't know. Maybe an Oracle to open? Not necessarily cheesy, but could be proxy, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly has the option. It certainly is prerogative to do so. I'm not entirely sure, though. These guys are really out-thinking each other and showing that they're all very well prepared today. Our game is loaded up. Let's go. The game for 2, Classic versus Maru.
시즌 3
In the upper left in the red.
SK텔레콤 T1 클래식
In the bottom right in the blue.
지네어 그린닝스 마루
Welcome, everybody, for coming down.
Indeed.
It's a great day today. We got a lot of great players.
Yeah,
Best group here in the round of 16.
Definitely a lot of fun. Definitely a group that I was excited about as soon as I saw them. Kind of a little bit excited about the Flash Innovation face-off. Because Flash mentioned that after he lost Innovation before, he's like, all right, I see what I'm doing wrong. I know how to fix what I'm doing wrong here against him. And that's pretty huge. Like, I believe him. Whenever he says something, he's not screwing around. So I'm excited about that group as well. I'm just a Flash fan.
He's much less of like just I'm all hype and partying's like these guys are all trash and I'm gonna take them out. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he is going to be better than them. You know what I mean? He just like enjoys kind of the theater of
which actually makes it really fun.
Yeah, for sure. It makes it really exciting. I love watching it. But when Flash says like, okay, I got it.
When
I'm not
Flash
gonna lose
says,
anymore, you're like,
yeah. He's done in the past before.
Yeah.
So, oh no, I know everything. Don't worry. It's like, oh, damn.
All right, so we are going to have a more standard game. Maru is going to go for the Reaper style play.
Yeah, classic scouting this game. He may have been playing a scout no matter what, but definitely Maru has to be happy to see the scout and be like, all right, I'm already inside of his head at least a little bit.
Getting the engineering bay down here to deny and expand.
Such an annoying thing to deal with as a Protoss player. If they get enough hit points on it, you have to make a Zealot pretty much, or your expansion's so late that it's silly.
He may send the SCV down here and make it build a little bit more.
Yeah.
Any second the SCV's on there, it's pretty huge.
Indeed. Health goes up very, very quickly.
Yeah, see? Imagine if that was how SCV's repaired. It's like just firing up. Command center of his own here. There it is, canceled. Now the Reaper comes up. And he goes with the Zealot and he goes, let's dance.
And Mothership Core comes.
What you had to get your mother was you rue the day. And then this game goes into a macro game. I mean, Terran got the command center up a little bit earlier. That's the function of the engineering bay being planted there, and then not completed, canceled later.
Oh.
And yeah, we're going to have 3 CCs total.
Cool. A little bit of a greedy play here out of Maru, but definitely going to get him into a very nice spot as far as economy goes.
And, yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see what kind of tech Protoss is going to bring for us. I assume from Maru we're going to see a lot of the same. This could be a map we might actually have to have Vikings on.
He won't go Vikings.
You think no matter what?
Yeah, no matter what, he's not going to go Vikings. It's just not going to happen.
Gosh, I think on this map it might be acceptable.
I think Maru for sure is going to prefer picking them apart with huge drops in the main versus attacking the third base.
Okay.
And just big Marauder spreads. I think that's how he's going to do it.
I suppose another thing, too, to keep in mind is that if he did go for Vikings, I think Classic would be pretty equipped to handle that. I just feel like the way this map is shaped with Colossi are moving around.
Oh, I know.
You're going to get pickoffs pretty easily over these, these ridged areas.
If they're moving around, I definitely agree with that, but I think that Maru and the style that he plays doesn't allow for much Colossi movement. If you're moving, you're basically entering a base trade with him because he's so aggressive. So I think that, I think his regular style, this map fits it very well. Like Vani, notice Protoss is all banned Vani against Maru because he's like, well, this is too much area for you to actually cover.
Sure.
And this map is kind of like that. It's not the same as Vani, but it's similar enough in the length of distance from your third base to your main that I think it's his style is quite nice here, in my opinion.
Well, we're just going to see a slow, steady tech here. Stim has started now. We're getting the observers out. That's also going to be very important against Maru's drops. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah. I mean, it's really no way to tell who's going to be ahead here. This is where you just crank out workers, get your upgrades, seeing combat shields there as well, and gas being acquired too.
Oh. The third base very, very fast here. And I'm wondering if he'll actually be able to hold on to that, because so far today, Maru has been really kind of skipping out on Widowmine drops instead of getting a lot of units. He's moving out a bit.
He's also done pushes without even having medevacs available.
Yeah, and if he does that this time, he'll be able to get the third.
Yeah, I would think so.
Well, yeah, there's 2 sentries, 3 stalkers, and a zealot out. So, well, I guess, you know, with Nexus Cannon, he's going to obviously have that floating in between the unnatural and the third base.
Yeah, but if he triggers Nexus Cannon on one, then you just run to the other one and kill it. So it's...
Well, I guess he has 2 right now, but yeah, this move out's really strong. He's going to have stim, he's going to have combat shields for this. So, I mean, a Nexus Cannon is definitely going to have to go down.
This Nexus is finishing. Let's see how the execution is.
We do have that Forge and Twilight on the way, so continuing to tech up.
As you can see, 10 seconds from now, Combat Shield is ready.
And he's made some more gateway units too, so I think he might be like... well, he obviously knows he has observers out, but it's smart that he kind of held off on Colossi, because a Colossi making a little bit earlier doesn't help you here, but having those units might.
Okay, 5 seconds to stim.
Oh my god, this is actually a problem. The Mothership Core is pretty far away. All right, going to go ahead and target on this third base.
And he's going to go get in a fight here with this army up here. Just going to go ahead and kite away.
Oh,
no time warp there, no Nexus Cannon just yet.
Great micro here by Maru. Still a lot of damage output on these Marines, but as soon as they have to stim again, they become a lot weaker. So some nice pullbacks there from Classic. And the Nexus Cannon does go off. He's going to be able to pick off only one of those 2 sentries. So that was actually a good hold from Classic.
Yeah, nicely done.
Yeah, Maru should be just a little bit nervous from that. That was Classic's defense so far looking very good.
Very good control. Didn't take out any probes there, only bruising the Nexus. But I mean, that can be a bit inconsequential. We'll see, though. There's another attack possibly coming up here.
Yeah, it looks like he definitely does.
Oh, he didn't even take off all the shields on that, did he?
No, the attack on the Nexus was pretty fruitless. Like, he got some energy, some Zealots, and a Sentry. It really wasn't quite worth it.
Yeah, and again, no workers killed, so...
But, you know, this next one can probably force another Nexus Cannon, which will make all his subsequent attacks a little bit stronger, a little bit harder to defend. We'll see if he actually forces that Nexus Cannon. He does have a Colossi, so he might not actually need to. I know Classic does not want to.
All right, nice pullback there, but not quick enough. And he's going to get this one, too.
Well,
that's what you need to do. Yep.
He's like, okay,
always trading favorably most of the time. I guess we didn't see it in the first battle, but in general...
That's funny, because I was sitting there thinking, oh, this is really good if Classic's so smart not to use Nexus Cannon. Well, now he lost his second Sentry and his Colossi, and now a drop in the main base, so he's going to lose stuff here.
He might even go for the I was going to say, go for the pylon over here. Nice pick up, and he's probably going to vanish from here.
Maru's so strong on this map. Well, Maru's so strong on any map, but, like, this truly does fit his style well. Everything's just a little bit too spread. Classic is just... not quite able to rally enough units, and the fact that he's sitting here remaking Colossi, he just lost 2 Colossi to just a handful of units without medevacs. Now look what Maru has. This is going to get out of hand almost immediately.
Yeah, this is just Maru in a nutshell, guys. Again, Protoss, they're always with the more technical armies, so if they lose chunks of it, they don't have that balance. Marine Marauder medevac is about as basic as you can get. At the south here, we have this army assembling. They're over here in the bottom left. I believe there's cannons at the third base for Classic, but I'm not clear on what exactly Maru's going to throw at him. Okay, here he is. He's coming up now.
Oh, man.
Might even go for this pylon here. That's beautiful. Unpowers it. So much for the easier warp-ins there, and the cannon's not even powered.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. It's really smart, though, that he's at least making these cannons, giving a nod towards the fact that he is on his back foot losing his Colossi.
Look at this. Just take out the gas. That's completely fine.
Just a great job.
By the way, that can do a lot more in a game than you'd think. You know, not having one of your gases for a little bit, it really messes up your rhythm.
Absolutely. And, like, he's spending a lot of gas. He's trying to make Colossi. He's got 2 forges going at once. That's definitely a hiccup.
Unloading over here. And he's also going to open up in the center here. Now, what's important is that Maru doesn't lose too much, specifically the medevacs in this process. Medevacs are like, if you had to kill one thing out of that, it's the medevacs.
Yeah, very much so.
Whoa, whoa, I can't believe he's attacking here.
Well, he's going to go
never
from
mind,
the other
that's
side
why.
as well.
Meanwhile, on another screen.
Yep. And, well, he picks
God.
off the Colossi, but, he gets the medevac with the units in it. drop in the main base. Go ahead and pick off this cannon and a few probes and cause him lost mining time.
Maru's got to run.
Ooh, this was a nice move by Classic.
Like I was saying, you get those medevacs, that's exactly something you'd want to get.
Yeah, this actually ended up going well for Classic, these few attacks of Maru, even though he got like another Colossi and some more damage.
He might be able to counterattack and bash in that expansion over there for Maru.
Maybe, but this is a pretty big counter drop. In fact, he's turning around. It might have been better to attack, but
he's actually hitting a second, which is like really unexpected.
Yeah.
But I guess that's why it's also potentially strong too. I notice he's got Widow Mines down here.
All right, does actually flank with that other force.
I'm not sure if this is working for Maru all the time. I guess he's still ahead in supply, but
definitely some of these drops are not working.
Let me see your PC here. It's actually only 7 medevacs.
Yeah. That's still an all right number, and he's still making them 2 at a time. But with Maru, I think it's he gets victories sometimes that are really big, and then like will kind of trade or trade at a slight deficit, but he was already at an advantage, so he can trade at slight deficits for a while until he gets the right move.
Yeah.
That's like the nail in the coffin move, where like you're dead but you don't know it yet. Like you were bit by a snake in the night and you don't know.
Oh, that's exactly what it's like.
That's what it was.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe you do know, but
I do.
It takes a while. It's a slow death.
I sleep through all my snake bites as well, Artosis.
Me too.
A scan here to see if there's any vulnerability. Meanwhile, another army coming over here at the upper center. Now he's bringing him back here in through those Widow Mines.
Oh man, look at that. A lot of damage on those Zealots from that. Great moves from Maru.
Oh, and this Observer's going to see everything here.
All right, a bunch of medevacs going to go towards this main base. Going ahead and picking off a couple there. Very well done. Even the Hallucinated Phoenix getting in on it. Should be able to deal with this reasonably easily.
Maru's messing up.
Yeah, he is.
He's losing every single fight everywhere. These are all going to be gunned down. There's going to be a blink on top of the medevacs.
Yeah, he's just slightly off on these attacks that we're seeing. It's really kind of funny because as we watch this, really he's just slightly off on every move.
Yeah, the idea is there, but then Classic seems to be ready to respond, and I think the moves Maru is doing are good if they were against a lesser Protoss player, but yeah, really, I mean, the blinking, especially just to gun down the medevacs, means that the medevac number is still back at 7 here because he's losing all the medevacs in the battles. Meanwhile, Classic's army is becoming more and more complex and difficult to deal with.
Classic, definitely one of the best defensive Protosses, as I was saying before. He's just fantastic at it. An Archon coming in for the 1 Archon flank. Not a popular move, but Classic pulls it out here.
And chased into a corner here. He's going to get 1 medevac, and then shortly after that, probably the next. Yep.
And it's really cool. He has good spotter shot at the map. He's moving all of his army up into his main base, the rest of his army at least.
You know what's funny about this is that they're both about to be maxed out anyways.
And that is a funny part about the way Maru plays this. He still has an army that can kill you this entire time. Most people can't keep up the macro and expanding, but he's taken his 4th base. He is up a base. He is gonna have 3-3, only slightly after Classic. How does he do it? I don't know, but he's gotten late enough, and Classic has defended well enough. He actually is going to switch into Vikings. Most people don't make it to this point.
Yeah.
Where Maru's like, oh, you're actually just not going to die to pure Marauders? What?
You weathered Hurricane Maru.
Yeah.
Now, now comes the next part here.
That's a lot of Vikings being made very quickly, 4 at a time.
But does Classic have enough? I mean, he does have Stalkers here. There are a few Archons in his army.
Yeah, he has 6 Colossi, 4 Archons, 14 Stalkers, and of course the Sentry for Guardian Shield. So
notice the factory floated out here to maybe soak up some hits, mess with the AI a little bit.
We're about to have 13 Vikings. See, will that be enough? It's going to utilize that piece of the map that you were talking about, Tasis, over on the ledge here.
And as you can see, Colossi doing a lot of damage here.
Yeah, he's cutting through this main piece of the army very quickly, but we do have the Vikings killing off quite a few Colossus. 2 of them already going down the 3rd, about to fall.
I think the problem is that the Colossi have already done so much damage, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's actually going to be, I think that's game.
Yeah, it should be, I would say. Having 2 Colossi left over here is a really big deal, and he's going to go ahead and target down these
right
Vikings.
Into that, yeah.
Yeah, that's very well done with those Archon hits. And that, I mean, a couple of Vikings aren't going to kill them very quickly, so.
Yeah, the Colossi hits are just so good.
Yeah, dealing a lot of damage, but you know what? It doesn't look like it's quite over. Even though we have a lot of charge zealots coming in, we might have just enough for Maru that he can micro against this. But once they get on top of those barracks, it gets really hard to do anything. Every unit that pops out just dies.
You can see he's really trying to utilize the surface area he has here.
Wow. Even lands his Vikings at the top, high ground for a few more hits, lifts off as the others come near. Wow, Maru is just so good.
You know, another story to note here is there's only 24 SCVs right now for Maru, where there's 62 probes.
Geez, that's a good point.
You know, even though it looks like he's barely hanging on and it's pretty impressive, I mean, look at that. Economically, he doesn't really have much.
Yeah, and the
going on
fourth
at
base
all.
for Classic is actually at a gold, so.
Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't even caught that. Yeah, I mean,
that's like a really big deal here. That really boosts their Classic's income at the moment.
Yeah, maybe Maru will try to do some kind of comeback, maybe pick it up and doing a drop. The unit composition right now for Classic is much more simplified. It's a Zealot and a Colossus. Well, Zealots and a Colossus, and a few Archons finishing their morph.
Yeah, like his army is much less good than before Classic's is. He does have 3/3, but so does Maru. But Classic is even more spread than before. So there's some things that are good for Maru here. Anytime that Protoss becomes more spread, Maru's going to do a better job against them. But obviously, his economy, as you were saying, Tasteless, it's in a rough spot.
In this upper right base, the Zealots just found it there, where Maru's hitting bases. Sometimes you just want to make 1 or 2 Stalkers and just put them behind the minerals so the Planetary can't hit them, but they can't mine.
Yeah, that definitely can be a very good move.
And we actually see that small army there for Maru kind of covert down here in the bottom left. Seems to be undetected here from Classic just yet.
Now, this is the portion of the game where Protoss is trying to send Zealots around like we just saw right there. If he can have Zealots just every now and then hitting areas, it's going to keep tabs on where some of Maru's army is, which is important.
Oh, here we go. Nice job. Being very diligent there on top of all these little areas on the map that maybe Maru could be hiding in. Looks like Classic just wants to spread out enough, stretch his army for whatever it's worth, because he should, with the next attack area, he should have the killing blow. Maru's really playing the scrappiest game of his life right now.
Yeah, he's trying his absolute
his darndest.
His darndest. He's trying his darndest to get something done, but Classic's defense, his army splitting is amazing here. It is really hard to split your army appropriately in a situation like this. Because, you know, if you have like 40 supply in your main, then suddenly Maru's army is as big as you if you're out of position somewhere else, you know?
Yeah. Stimulant coming up now.
All right, does blink forward here. Wants to pick off those medevacs. Definitely the important unit to target down. Love
this is fantastic. Also, some of those medevacs getting away here.
And look at this move. Dropping off on that Nexus, running the rest of his army up to that third base. Great move here from Maru as Classic tries to walk around and get something done on defense.
You know, he's really keeping Classic on his toes. I gotta say, it's kind of unreal.
Oh my God. This is Maru for you.
He's now got him back down to 3 bases. A little while ago, he was at 24 SCVs, guys.
He's only got minerals at his 3rd, okay? Maru has actually got a better economy now. This is a fact. Maru has the better economy.
Oh, they're on the run.
Sink in.
Oh, get that broke. Okay, nicely done. Nexus delayed a little bit more.
All right, these units are on a suicide mission, Tastes. They aren't going home.
Nope.
They've done a lot, though, I have to say.
And he's going to go for a huge drop in the main.
Yeah,
oh my God!
Out here.
Is this going to work?
It
but
might.
I think
we could see a
Classic's
base
going to
trade.
counterattack here.
Yeah, I think we're going to hit that base trade that Maru does like so much.
DTs though,
great tech choice.
That is really smart because if he has orbitals floating, he can't scan.
That's true. All right, he sees him coming. Big drop is going into the main base. He's absolutely going to lose his main. This is absolutely a base trade.
Dropping down here now.
Guys, tell your friends we're watching Maru versus Classic in a base trade.
Instant message his friends say, "What are you doing, man?"
He's like watching GSL. Stop messaging me.
Get your ass in here. SCVs are pulled. By the way, he just about soaked up all the resources at that upper right base, so that location's time was pretty much done anyways.
In the meantime, look, both of them are basically not going to make any more units this game. This is pretty much the end of production for both players. So what you see is what you get.
He's going to come in here.
Looking at those armies, there are 5 Colossi out. There's only 3 Vikings for those. There's 9 Archons and 13 Stalkers with 18 Zealots. That's okay. Actually, you guys can see it's on that screen. So, like, just take a look at those 2 armies right now. Mobility goes to Maru. That's very important.
Trying to get
but
the
is that enough?
Oh, it's not clear. He also has all of his SCVs and a command center floating over there in the upper center.
He's losing little chunks of army right now, which obviously he has to be the one that's mobile, that's kind of all over the place. But I think Classic's just going to drop the hammer here and kill everything.
I think Classic just has too much muscle here.
Yeah.
I mean, mobility, yes, is on Maru's side, but there's going to be a limit, right, to what you can harass with and where. Now, this base is fresh. It is ready to be mined from. Supply blocked is Classic here.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough.
We definitely don't want those SCVs doing long distance mining. You better tell him to right-click back here. You don't want him seeing
yeah, certainly
that kind of movement there, because there's a high chance that... No! My eyes! Okay.
Well, there he goes. He does send him back.
That's a great spot to put it. It's really tough for him to actually go there.
Yeah, a lot of pylons being built. Classic wants to start making some units again here. The game has kind of calmed down. But...
Oh,
that's huge.
Man, yeah, you see Maru just sink into his chair after that.
That's pretty much
That was the other half of his army, and he was really trying to outmaneuver him. You can't just... one group of medevacs flying around is manageable when there's, more than one group moving around. That's when it gets tougher. And now we see the SCVs just being pulled here. I'm not entirely sure why.
Oh, they're being sent to another base. He's dropped.
Oh, I see. You're right. He's got the gold base over there now.
Yeah, and this is. I mean, you see what Maru's trying to do. He's trying to pick off Nexus. He's trying to keep him busy, but this is actually the end.
GG. Time for game number 3.
Nicely done by Classic. You can really see, as I was talking about, the defense that he was able to put on there. Absolutely fantastic. The way that he can actually block so many drops all game long.
Really impressive stuff there by both players. I think we did see, even though Maru was playing pretty well in the end game, it was really at the climax of his drops and harass. We started seeing him lose too many medevacs, not actually take out anything of significance. And that really goes to show you Classic really is incredibly strong in the mid game. Yeah. Well, I guess it's really more late game, but then you end up with these base trade scenarios, so we got like to another degree of game length, right?
Yeah. Next map going to be Cactus Valley. This map is really gigantic. It's a 4-player map. It's hard for me to predict exactly how this will go. I mean, with Maru, it's going to take a lot longer for his stuff to actually walk across to where it needs to be for some of these moves.
Counterattacking over Protoss
more time, but yeah, no, totally. Like, if Classic is in the middle of the map or near Maru's base and wants to turn around like we saw at various times in that game, that's maybe not going to be as much of an option, because by the time he gets there, there might not be anything left. So, an interesting map for these guys to be going up against each other in game number 3.
Cactus Valley is going to be our map. The countdown has started. The winner of this moves on to the round of 8. The loser has to go into our final best of 3. But this is the group of death here in the GSL Code S. You don't want to lose this. If you've gotten this far, you want to get out and secure your spot. Who is going to manage to do it? We're going to see. Again, the map is huge. Expect anything. Classic versus Maru. PBT here on Cactus Valley.
HOT6 GSL 시즌 3.
In the upper left in the red, he is.
SK텔레콤 T1 클래식.
Bottom left in the blue.
지네어 그리닝스 마루.
Okay. We'll see what these guys are going to do. They are cross-spawn, so basically...
This should be a very long game.
Yeah, it definitely could be. It definitely could be. Should take a little bit. And gas first. This is how Maru wants to approach this. He's going to do some very quick tech for some harassment.
Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming down. It is a good day today.
Indeed. Some really nice games. Some really fun ones.
And, yeah, I am interested in seeing who's going to move on here. It would be very exciting to see Maru get out of this group.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone probably wants to see Maru go to that round of 8.
He's one of these fan favorites, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, everybody loves him.
SOS is a super fan favorite, and so is Hero. I feel bad for Classic, not as much, but...
All right, we're getting some respect here for Maru.
Yeah, Reachy. Respect.
Well, we have the SCV starting to scout here. And we'll just have to see what kind of tech Maru's going to do.
Well, I'm sure Widow Mines and Hellions are on his mind at the moment. But so far, it's been a very good day. Let your friends know. GSL Code S is on. Round of 16 looking fantastic so far. Excited to see how that goes for that round of 8.
It's Group B, baby.
Hey, the first place player here plays Rogue, don't they? Or am I wrong about that? I think so.
I think first place...
I believe plays Rogue.
I think you might be right.
In the round of 8, so... which would you rather see of these two against Rogue?
You know, I'm fine with either. When you get guys this good, I don't have ones that I'm really hoping for because, frankly, they're all so good. You know.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I might have somebody I'd want to win. You know, with that, just because like sometimes it's more interesting story-wise when you see somebody win and move on.
Yeah. I actually like Rogue is one of my guys that I really watch closely and want to see do very well and get further and further. So.
Okay, not too much intel yet. 3 Marines there. As we are barreling towards getting a starport, a medevac with the Widow Mines coming out here soon.
Yeah, he's almost tripping over his own feet getting that.
Yeah, man, he is in a serious hurry.
If he could chrono boost that SCV to make it quicker, he would.
Oh, yeah. Imagine if you could do that. Imagine if this was like Warcraft, where you have all your peons go and hit the thing because it makes it build faster. Remember that?
I've definitely played a few RTSs like that. It's
you're like making something equivalent to a command center, and you have like 12 SCVs all come and hit it with once, and boom, it's done.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Now that's a fast expand.
Yeah.
All right. So a Robo is immediately on the way, and a third Stalker has started. So basically, Classic has done everything right to be able to crush this. This is exactly what you would want to do against this. If he saw the build order, the strategy that Maru has chosen, he would be making Stalkers exactly like this and be making a Robo exactly like this.
Remember, you need to do a little bit of damage here with this. It's usually going to be done, but if you mess this up and you lose your Hellions and your medevac and everything else in it, you don't kill many probes, you're in a deficit. Classic took a pretty quick expansion.
All right, we have those 3 Stalkers here. The 2 Hellions, of course, the Nexus Cannon. So he's going to want to go ahead and deal with that. But that drop going to go ahead and get in the main base. He does see it because of the pylon spread.
Oh my god, he had the Observer turret there just in time.
Yeah, perfectly done. 5 probes dying so far. That's absolutely acceptable. Doesn't want to really lose too much more than this. Okay, this was a good defense from Classic.
Yeah, that was about as good as you could ask for. Notice that Classic didn't freak out when the Hellions got to the second base and all run in the line. Because if they did, the Hellions would have gotten kills. He just pulled away 1 or 2 that were being hit.
Yeah. You try to split like a little bit, but when you see Hellions run in like that anyways, or if Marines walk in, sometimes people do it with the Marines instead. But whenever that happens, send your units up into your main base, okay? Because you have something bigger coming in there, something scarier. Because, I mean, just 2 Hellions, no one makes 2 Hellions in attacks. It doesn't make sense. So he was very much on top of this. The defense was fantastic.
The Widow Mine never really got to do anything either.
Nope, killed it right off. As I was saying, he was doing the exact right build to be able to kill this off without any problem.
Oh, nice targeting, Classic. Damn. He's like, I know this exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I know exactly how much damage I have to do to you.
He's playing this perfect against what he's up against. He has 6 stalkers even at this point to play really safe. 4 observers.
No, I mean, it's really, like, God. You saw him even send the probes there to hit that. Like, that could have been a huge disaster if the Widowmine had gone off and hit those probes, but he just knew exactly how much damage he could do in that amount of time.
Yeah.
This is a guy with a ton of experience against stuff like this.
Yeah, this is just fantastic. He's got a great layout right now. A great pylon ring in his main. He's got good observers all over the place. 1 in front of his choke, 1 at each base, 1 scouting Maru's base to try to figure out what's going on going into his Colossus tech. Maru here.
Oh my God, look at this. He is so good.
Maru's got to stop.
You can see how well he is at just knowing what to attack. For instance, the Widowmine. We don't always see players attack the Widowmine. Some of them still chase the medevac and try to pull probes. He just targets that down. He always has an observer there.
Yeah.
He makes it look like it's a bunk strat. He's like, you can't do that, man. Now, Maru's still in okay shape right now, but I would not harass anymore.
Yeah, here at Maru, we have to ask, is he going to add 2 barracks or a command center? He has to do one or the other, like, right about now. Which one will it be? I think the command center is the proper choice. I don't think 5 barracks is going to get anything done against Classic.
Yeah,
I think he needs to match the expansion speed that he knows Classic has to be going
I think
for.
also considering that he didn't actually really do any damage. He actually lost more.
Yeah.
Very un-Maru-esque, like. I don't think Maru can expect to be in that same kind of lead. You know, most games I see Maru, he's beating up his opponent pretty badly. Oh, hold on. Oh my God!
It's funny when I say, like, he has to make either the command center or the 2 barracks right now. He waited till he had enough money for both and made them all at the same time, make me look dumb, but that's called not spending your money.
Notice his perimeter of observers.
Yeah. Really important to have a big spread of observers.
This Artosis loves that kind of stuff.
Yeah, 5
it makes
observers,
him sing, he goes, it's so safe. Oh, I love it.
That's my theme
Sensor
song.
towers and turrets and observers.
I wake up and sing that every day.
In the shower, man.
Indeed. But yeah, he has 5 observers. It's a fantastic spread.
Nothing's going to get in here.
Ooh! Only Maru, man. That was great. All right, coming in, trying to get some harassment done here at this 3rd base. Wants to target down anything he can. Targeting down right now Stalkers. They don't have blink. They can't get out of there.
That's actually kind of funny. I don't think we ever really see that.
Yeah, well, the Colossus got pulled back far enough, so he's like, oh, what else does Marauders kill? Oh, yeah, Stalkers. And they do cost money. He killed a lot of them.
Well, the medevacs are coming around now.
He's starting to get a little bit more harassment done.
Defending 3 bases is a lot harder than just 2. There's a lot more areas where you can be jabbed at by a player like Maru. Even if you see it coming, it can be kind of tough. Protoss units are not the most nimble ones.
You have a lot of medevacs right there. Okay, he draws part of the army up here with this medevac.
Got the medevac.
Yeah, that was the low-hanging fruit drop right there.
Yeah, well said. Now you can drop on top of this.
All right, and that's a good amount of Marauders. He's going to be able to get the Colossi for sure. And in fact, targeting on the sentries as well. See, that was really good. That little 1 medevac, even though it was like deep red, you might be thinking like, oh, shouldn't he repair something? No, he wanted that to die. Because if that dies, that means there's units up there, which means his 4 medevacs can do the real damage.
Another barracks explosion here. As the economy is really starting to ramp up here for Maru. Classic now has decided this is his time to move across the map. Luckily, that won't be. Well, I guess this is going to be intercepted down here. I was talking about the medevacs up above.
Well, they're going to fly over and observe it. The thing is, he's not really in position to stop. This warps in a couple units. Yeah, those are just going to die. He's got to blink away with those right away.
So he's going to stay back around here with the safety of the Nexus. And by the way, Classic's whole army is actually pulled back. They're trafficking through the 2nd base right now.
Go ahead, pick off that gateway.
Whoa! Gotta move that Colossus back.
And he does end up getting it, of course, being Maru. Looks like he's going to hit this 3rd base as well. Not going to get too much damage done there, though.
Yep, nicely done there, punishing that. It's actually even supplies right now.
This is like just Maru showing off on how good his harassment can be. All of his early game harassment was slaughtered by Classic, but here we oh man. I love it. Scans and the Widowmine that was being killed kills the observer that let it be killed.
Pretty nicely done there. You might want to actually send a Zealot over that and try to hit it with Splash or something. We see the Marines and Marauders moving up here now into the top center. Getting ready for another drop. Now, the point where Classic may be spread even too thin would be the 4th base. I think no matter what, Maru gets his 4th base first. As this is like, it's like one of those campaigns where it's like you got to survive for the next 30 minutes against Maru and you win the game. Except in this case, it doesn't end there, right?
Yeah.
Like, eventually, you're going to run out of resources, and Maru's really taking full advantage, despite the fact that he's been monitored for most of this entire game. A lot of the drops haven't been surprised; they've just been well positioned and executed.
Yeah, he's abusing the immobility of Protoss compared to Medivacs. Well, here we go. We actually do have Maru starting to push in here once again. He has a huge flank coming out, but actually going to attack 2 different pieces of army. The Colossi actually out of position here, being targeted out so quickly by those Marauders. We do have some Stalkers and Zealots cleaning that up, but gets quite a few Marauders there. Uh-oh, the bottom army, though, being picked off.
You almost got to wonder if in moments like this, if there would ever be a shift in the meta where they'd have just 1 extra Warp Prism flying around to pick up a Colossus in the battle. You know? Like, it's kind of crazy, man. Like, he's going to come up here again and just try to drive this out. Maru Ninja vanishes back out.
Let's see how many Colossus there are. There's 2 Colossus left on this map.
That's so crazy.
It's got a lot
We're almost
of
maxed
Zealots.
out. I mean, he would have wanted to have way more than that. And obviously, Maru right now,
Classic is really super Zealot heavy. He has 29 Zealots right now, but we have Widowmines non-stop from Maru, so this could bite Classic in the bum.
Earlier, I thought for a second he'd pulled the boys, but he's actually just transferring to his 4th base. So again, a 3-base Classic against a maxed out Maru, looking for any hole in the defense where he can come in there and begin to punish.
Are you serious? A big drop coming out, and that's onto a lot of Zealots, but he spreads it pretty well and actually gets that Colossi. Might want to pick up here.
I'm not even sure about that, actually.
That one wasn't as good. It's great to drop on Protoss armies until they have a certain number of Zealots.
So there's still 2 Colossi here, but there's only 5 Medivacs now in this game. And one of them's about to go down here.
Well, he gets the Robo. That's actually a really nice kill. Another Robo does have to get started.
Remember me. Oh, he fell off the cliff.
Ouch.
Into the cactus pit.
Better than the Protoss filth have his body.
There he's going back now. Zealots alone just don't really do much of anything.
4 Archons being made right now, by the way. It's going to be some really nice bulk to add to his army.
It's 190 to 191. And 4th base is being made here. The Protoss army is not as complex as we'd want it to be right now. It's a lot of Zealots, like a comically large amount of Zealots. Some Stalkers, small number of Archons, small number of Colossus. Problem is, Zealots specifically are never going to be good at defending against drops.
Yeah, you can lift up against them. I guess they defend against drops on top of your Colossi, but here we go. Actually, a big attack from Maru here, hitting that 3rd base. The Zealots charge for it and deal a lot of damage here. Maru has to pull back for the time being. A big drop, though, looks like it is going to be headed towards that main base. He does have Templars waiting.
Here we go.
Speed could be sick.
Oh!
Well, they were okay. Gets 1 Medivac that had a bunch of units in it, but 3 of them do unload.
Problem for Classic is he doesn't really have any way to get across the map and beat up, you know.
Yeah, it's tough.
Maru, I mean, Maru hasn't had a building that's taken damage this game, guys, just to put that into perspective.
That's a good point. That's actually a really cool way to like kind of tell the story of the game.
Yeah.
But you know, that's Maru's style. That's how he plays. He wants to just be on the offensive all game long. If it doesn't work, he's dead.
It's like the rabies Terran.
Yeah, the rabies Terran.
The rabies Terran.
Tasteless, there is no rabies in Korea, just to let you know.
Well, there is now, man. I can diagnose Maru with it right now. He's foaming at the mouth, dropping everywhere, hitting non-stop.
Send him to quarantine. All right, here we go. A bunch of charge zealots actually getting on top of these units. Nice flank there coming in from Maru. In the meantime, going to go ahead, hit the third base. Nothing is there.
The start of something here, Artosis. This base cannot afford to be taken out. Okay, there was one of the necessary crippling blows that had to be done for Maru to start to seal the deal.
You know, the most important part about all this is while he keeps all this up, is he stays right near maxed out. Like, he has the same supply or more the entire time. So even if he's losing a lot of units, he's like, no, I still have enough that I can basically kill you if you leave your base.
Yeah, that's what's kind of funny about it, is that even though we're seeing stuff die all the time, yeah, he's keeping it constant. It's like not wavering below about 160, and then it shoots right back up in the course of about a minute. Oh, is he going to go try to drop over here?
Maru moving across the map.
How dare you try to rebuild here?
He's going to be able to pick that off. It does look like, yep, in fact, he does get it.
Yep, forced cancel there. He might even just go into the main. Uh-oh, got to unload there. He might even want to unload on that army, actually. I think he can actually take that.
Maybe. It looks like we do have a fight going down. A nice time warp does go down, and in fact, another nice time warp, but that means he doesn't have any recall capability, and in fact, not even enough Colossus here to truly wipe out this army.
Yeah, he just kept that count down low. I believe we have 3 Colossus total. Yeah, 3 total on the map.
But will they ever be together? Looks like we do have another run in. 2 Colossus now.
He's just so good at this.
He's just so good. If the map gives them enough surface area in between your bases, it's just insane to try to deal with that. It's crazy. Protoss needs missile turrets.
That's what they need, man.
They need missile turrets.
I think they need siege tanks. That's what they need.
I'll take siege tanks.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, the beginnings of damage happening in Maru's base. We are finally here. Is this enough? This is a fingernail scratch. And Classic is nearly bled out here.
Yeah, he's having a tough time, but you know what? He's got both those bases mining again, so he's actually mining something similar to Maru. Well, it looks like Maru going to come in here with a big flank, pick off a bunch of important units, and in fact, probably the whole army.
I believe this will be the moment it clicks inside Classic's mind. He's done.
Yeah.
He is just, it's getting so
hot in here.
So take off all your clothes, right?
Tasteless.
I don't know. I thought those were the lyrics of the song. I thought those were the lyrics of the song, man.
What song? What are you? Well, I mean, this is just rough, guys. Classic is so dead right now, and he knows it. He's trying to hold on, but Maru's multitasking, his harassment, his unit movements are insanity, and this man deserves to go in that round of 8.
Maru's like, my micro brings all the nerds to the yard, and my games are better than yours.
Who let the Marauders out?
Oh, Artosis. Oh. Well, that's it, guys. I mean, Classic has... I mean, how long has this game gone on for? What is it, 26 minutes StarCraft time? So this was pretty much a non-stop beat-up. Yeah. Classic did okay in the first maybe 5 minutes holding it.
On 2 bases, he held everything beautifully.
Yeah, but once you get more than that, that's when Maru is too much of a machine.
Just ridiculous play.
Sweet, Maru wins. He goes on.
And well-deserved. This guy absolutely always a threat to win GSL Code S. To win any tournament that he's in, really.
Absolutely.
That is the face of the most fearsome Terran in the world right there.
He looks really strong, man. PvT, or TVP rather, I don't think we have anybody that comes close to that.
You mean against him?
Any Terran, I don't think is as good as Maru is against Protoss.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He is the best in TVP. I definitely agree with that.
It's like this non-stop storm that you just can't weather. Eventually, you are going to be crushed by him.
And truth be told, for Protosses that have to go up against this guy, really, like in this type of form, I feel like it's like Parting and Rain are the ones that can do it. You know. Even Classic, they're falling.
And I mean, Reigns is just literally the best defense in the entire world, and Party's is
the best offense.
I was going to say, able to interrupt Maru from ever getting to that point in time in the game.
Yeah.
I think Classic a little bit too middle of the road there.
Well, you know, that's why he's so powerful. That's why he has so many championships. He doesn't fluctuate as much, but you know, against Maru, it just wasn't enough today.
Yeah, man. Wow. Maru gets out. These 3 badass Protosses, nobody could stop Maru.
Yeah. Well, SOS never got the shot, did he?
That's true. Hey, Maru's out. Now the question is, can SOS get out? I mean, these are really tough Protoss as he's going up against, man.
Indeed, indeed.
All right, so Classic's not done yet. Classic is going to go to our 5th best of 3 here.
Yeah, that's right. He will be playing in that match for the 2nd spot coming out of the group, and I believe the 2nd place player plays against Deer, I believe, in the round of 8, if I recall correctly. That's how we're doing the brackets. So, hey, I guess whoever goes up against him, he's going to be very good at PvP because everyone lost to Maru, and now it's just a bunch of PvPs to clear out the night.
Damn. Really impressive game there. We're going to go to the interview now and see how Maru's feeling now that he's won this match.
기조의 첫 번째 8강 진출자 지네어의 조성주 선수.
We see now why they call you the 4th race, Maru.
오늘
Our
걸어가지
champion Maru.
않았는데 정말 축하드려요. 소감 어떠세요?
How do you feel?
되게 좋고
And you're going to the team house, at least in a car. Sorry.
최종전
He says, "Yep,
가서
I get
유진이 형이
I don't have to walk home tonight. I had really tough matches today."
자, 마지막 3세트
I do hope SOS
정말
advances to the
뚫리지
final
않을 것
match.
같았던 단단한 벽이었습니다. 이걸 20분을 두드린 끝에
You were able to
결국에
break the defensive
뚫어내셨는데
Classic back
어떠셨어요?
there. After attacking him repeatedly over 20 minutes. Tell us about that.
걱정이 좀 많았는데
네.
계속
So
흔들다
after losing the
보니까
2nd set, I was worried a little bit because he defended my
괜찮아요?
harassment very well that game.
괜찮아요.
정말 대단한데 와,
He says,
또
"Is your wrist
조성주 선수
okay?"
이렇게
He says, "Yes, it's
판단에
fine."
아주 잘하는 선수였다니 1세트 프로토스전인데 11-11을 꺼내셨습니다. 미리 준비를
The first set you
해오셨어요?
went for an 11-11
제가
build.
휴가라서
Did you
준비는
prepare to use that before you came in here today?
송 가는 대로 했어요.
시간
So I had a vacation recently. I haven't been able to practice as much as I want to, actually.
그렇군요. 자, 오늘
So I decided to go that route, do that
김진호
build.
마찬가지로 깔끔하게 막으셨습니다. 첫 세트에서 암흑기사를 깔끔하게 막은 이후에는 아예 위기가 없었잖아요.
네.
그런데 그 암흑기사를
After defending the
스펠
DTs,
3방으로 잡아내셨는데
You were able to carry your
전체에 된게
advantage throughout the game.
아니었는데 올 거라고 당연히 생각을 하고 계셨던 거예요?
전멸 아니면은
Were you expecting the DTs to come in that game?
네.
다크 와가지고 그냥
I knew it had to
잘
be
막은 것
Blink or
같아요.
Dark
기분
Templars.
좋으셨겠어요.
And then it turned out to be
되게
Dark
좋았어요.
Templars. I was pretty happy with
그렇게
that.
깔끔하게 막아낸 이후에
I was
그
pretty
다음
satisfied with my
세트
defense
역시
there.
결국 이겼습니다. 사실 예언자 견제에 말리기도 하고 첫 번째 진출 병력도 깔끔하게 막혔는데 마지막에 든든하게 대성공은 거뒀어요.
네.
근데 6시 지역에 해병을 한 개 또 보내놨었잖아요.
Your
그건
last Doom
센스였어요.
drop won the game.
여기
For
병력이
you.
없으면은 안 들어가려 그랬는데
How did you feel?
네.
해병이 죽어가지고 그냥 적이 있구나 하고 들어갔어요.
그랬군요. 오늘 전체적으로는 오늘은 솔직히 그러면
Yeah, I just gotta get a
몇
base at
점을
6
주실
o'clock.
건지 오늘은
And I
많이
just decided to
주시겠죠?
send my medevacs and my marines to destroy that base.
아니에요?
한 80점?
80점. 그래도 그동안 했던 경기들 중에 가장
Maru
높은
scores himself
점수를
80 points out of 100.
잘하는 토스 두 명
performance
B
이겨가지고
minus.
네.
좀 줄만한 것 같아요.
오늘
He says,
했던
"Why
세트들
would you give
중에서
yourself that rating?"
가장 마음에
He says it's
드는
because I
세트는
defeated
어떤
two
거예요?
very good Protoss
마지막
players, so I think I deserve 80
경기가
points. Not much
기억에
of an
남는
answer.
것 같아요.
힘들기도 한 만큼 뿌듯하다.
The final, he says the final
네,
set he played against Classic was the
오늘
most
조성주
satisfying
선수가
for tonight.
좋아하는 팀킬은 나오지 않았어요. 하지만 다음 8강이 이제 팀킬이거든요.
So you didn't end up with a team kill
선수.
match. But you're going to be
어떠세요?
facing Rogue in the round of 8. How do you
8강
feel?
징크스 있는 만큼 그냥 제가 올라갔으면 좋겠어요.
상대의 징크스를 계속 유지시켜주겠다.
Rogue always gets eliminated in the round of
오늘
8.
돌아가셔서
So I should be
이경희 선수가
advancing to the
어떻게 반응하실 것
semifinals.
같으세요?
정렬 형도 저랑 할만하다 생각할 것 같아서 그냥 재밌는 게임
Yeah,
나올 것
Rogue should be pretty confident playing with me.
자,
So it should
다음
be a very
8강전에서는
interesting match.
어떤 저그전을 보여주실지 기대가 되는데 다음 8강 또 각오를 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
이렇게 1위로
Any final
진출해서 팀킬을 만들었는데 꼭
I'm so
결승
happy I
가서
advanced as
우승하도록
first place.
하겠습니다.
네,
But I gotta
알겠습니다.
play
다시
my
한번
teammate
8강
in the
진출
round of 8.
축하드립니다.
I'm going to do my best to advance to the
자,
finals
이렇게
anyways.
Bi조의 첫 번째
And
진출자
that does it
조성주
for our
선수
interview.
만나봤고요.
Maru is
이어서
out,
GSL
but we still have 3 more
소개해드리겠습니다.
Protoss players in this group.
That's right. And that means we have 3 more PvPs? No, 2 more PvPs.
2 more PvPs. And we'll be going to our losers match PvP after this
Counting
short
is
break,
hard.
so stay tuned.